who's ready to upset so many people. Hey, what's up? My name is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. Please make yourself comfy for something that's gonna be controversial and probably a little fiery. Actually, it's very, very fiery, so watch out. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about pop culture with an emphasis in Broadway, so if that's your thing, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I make a brand new video. I know you're probably sick of hearing all about the virus, but also probably not because you also clicked on this video, so maybe not. But anyway, in the words of every TV commercial at the moment, we're living in unprecedented times. Now, as you all know, the pandemic has shut down live theater. It's shut down concert venues. Sporting arenas are completely empty. And in any health crisis, who do we turn to for advice and expertise? Apparently right now, producers and musical composers. For some reason. Andrew Lloyd Webber and Cameron Mackintosh were interviewed separately about the future of coronavirus and live theater. Webber said, "I think this peaks in June and theaters remain closed until the end of September." Yikes. Cameron Mackintosh was then interviewed last week by BBC Two Radio, and he said, "It will take us 4 to 5 months to actually get the actors back together. I think the truth is we won't be able to come back until early next year." Double yikes. Both of these little tidbits of their brains were then sensationalized and turned into headlines by theater publications and just publications in general, and created lots of panic in those respective comment sections. But here's my question. Why are we asking people who maybe or maybe not passed biology in high school questions about medicine and a virus? And here's the answer. We shouldn't. At least, we shouldn't take those as scientific fact as like, this is what it is. Like with anything else of this virus, we shouldn't take the advice of anybody who's not a doctor, who's not a nurse, or anything in between, unless they've already consulted with a doctor or a nurse or something in between. They can back up their hot takes with scientific research. Maybe I'll allow that. I mean, if it's even a hot take, at best, it's probably lukewarm. Above all else, it's insulting to people who've spent countless nights studying for a career in this field while you spent countless nights writing a musical about cats for some reason. If you're watching this video and thinking I'm trying to put down an entire industry of artists, I'm not, so back off. Like, I'm just saying, like, don't make statements about stuff you really don't know about. Like, I'm not gonna go up to a doctor and be like, okay, so listen, I need help. I need to choreograph Freak Flag for a community theater production of Shrek the Musical. Can you assist me on this? And they will refuse because they know their place. Unlike some people. Wait, but also side note, if Mackintosh really thinks that theaters won't get back up until early 2021, he better financially secure his productions. I don't want to see him in January 2021 where he's like shutting down his productions because they're not financially secure, and then he's like, oh, what? I had no idea this virus is gonna go on for so long. You know, we should have really opened up sooner. It really wasn't a big deal. Now, all this to say, I'm not saying that the theater industry cannot have an opinion on this particular virus and this particular epidemic. But these opinions shouldn't be the end-all be-all of people who spent like 15 years to become a doctor. Name literally any of your favorite actors besides Ken Jeong because he was a doctor before he became a comedian. 9 times out of 10, your favorite actor failed chemistry so hard, your teacher was more impressed than disappointed. Now, this whole hullabaloo and creating like fear-mongering and stuff like that in an industry that's already pretty fragile and vulnerable right now is not totally because of Webber's and Mackintosh's statements. It's mostly because of the journalists who sensationalize these one-off statements. I'm sure neither of these men expected these statements to then turn into something that maybe came out of WebMD, but people who went to school to become legit journalists and took these words and sprung? What's, I don't know. I'm not an English major, whatever. They sprang these statements upon a vulnerable and frankly frightened group of people because these journalists are sharing these words among the theater people who don't take anything with a grain of salt, but rather an entire fippy-dippy salt lamp they found at Urban Outfitters. These words have now created unnecessary arguments online. I'm not a journalist, but what I do know is that twisting words to create a headline because you haven't met your quota yet is unprofessional and takes any credibility away from whoever hired you in the first place. The juxtaposition of sharing like messages and articles and like live stream concerts of like hope and peace and unity and then followed by like, we're in trouble, is baffling to me. It's like taking a big bite of pasta and it's like all creamy and delicious and then you find a hair in it. Okay, look, I know times are hard right now, especially as a writer in the theater industry where there's like not much else going on on other than a virus that's just shut down everything. Like, I'm sure finding stories or stuff to write about these days is like more like trying to find your house keys, but this is not it. Lastly, I want to wrap up this rant by saying it's okay to not have an opinion. I don't know if anybody's told you that, but you don't need to have an opinion on everything. This goes for any time of the year, any time of your life, whether there's a pandemic going on or not. If you don't want to share an opinion or form an opinion because it'll sound like this.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
That's absolutely a-okay with not just me, but with many other people. But especially now when people are throwing out words or trying to grasp onto words to like find some kind of stability these days. Truly, if you don't know or have an opinion on anything, you don't need to have one at all. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Theater will be back. It's an art form that's lasted like a couple of millenniums. I don't know if you cracked open a theater history book, but it's been around quite a bit. It's the boomer of the art forms, but like a woke boomer, you know what I mean? Like, I want theater to come back when it's ready and when it's okay and safe to do so, but I'm not gonna put a timestamp on that return date because I, like many other people, have not pursued a career in medicine or science. Therefore, I'm not gonna say a darn thing about how we should move forward or when things should return to normal or when things should open back up. Instead, I am going to support the people who have the legit title of doctor or nurse or something similar and not take the opinion seriously of someone who spent years and years writing this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope maybe this gave you some clarity, or maybe this helped you a little bit, or made you laugh, maybe, hopefully, I don't even know. Let me know in the comments down below just like how you're doing. I'll just like check in. I just want to know how y'all are doing. How are you coping during this time? I would just love to know that above anything else. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I make a brand new video. I make videos every Wednesday. You can find me on my social media down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye!